Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is good to see you guys as usual. So today I'm going to be talking about something that's very serious and it's pretty controversial, and people are very judgmental about this topic, but I hope that the people that love me and support me will still love me the same and look at me the same, and I won't be judged for this. You guys wanted to hear this story, so I'm going to tell you my story, and this is the story of my battle with addiction. I've never really talked about this with anyone besides my close friends and family members. That's it. So you guys are about to find out, so this is a very, very big deal for me to be talking about this. But I'm proud of myself for finally, being able to admit it and, tell you guys about it. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alrighty, so I don't really know where to start. It's a really long story. When I was about 12, I started hanging out with people that I thought were cool at the time, but really they were just bad influences on me. And so I did things that I shouldn't have at the age that I was at. I started drinking and smoking marijuana when I was 12 and 13, stuff like that. I drank a lot. I would go, there was this club, I don't even know how it was legal that we had a club here where we live that literally 12-year-olds could get into. I don't know how that was legal. I don't know how that worked. And literally everyone that was there would be drinking and smoking and everything. So I don't know how that worked. I don't know how that was legal, but it did. Everyone went there, and me and my friends went there every Friday, and we drank, we smoked, we did everything. And yeah, that was very stupid for me to do as someone who has a lung disease. I wish I could go back and change it. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't never smoke cigarettes or anything, but I did smoke weed, which is still not good. But then, I, started hanging out with more people that I shouldn't have, and they weren't necessarily bad people. They were just doing bad things they shouldn't have been doing at their age. So, about 15 years old was the first time I tried a pill, and it was a pain pill, and I loved it. I thought, something inside of me just went crazy, and I just wanted to feel that way 24/7. I loved the way that it made me feel. I loved how chilled out I was, and I just loved it. I loved it. And I didn't realize that I was an addict at that time, of course, because I was, just trying stuff as a teenager, like teenagers do, which is honestly, if you are watching this and you are a young teenager, please don't test drugs out, like pills or any big drugs. Like, smoke weed, do that, whatever, but don't try big drugs. It's not worth it. You can get addicted so easy. It's literally snap of a finger and you're addicted, and it's horrible. I can tell you from my experience, and any other addict can tell you from their experience, no one wants to be an addict. Nobody wakes up one day and is like, I want to be addicted to drugs. I want to ruin my life. Nobody does that. And I don't understand why people are so judgmental of people that are addicted to drugs and stuff. I do understand if they are like stealing from you and stuff like that. Like, that's horrible. I never did anything like that. But I did do things that I wasn't proud of. So when I was younger, my mom and dad got a divorce. I'm trying to tell a little bit of a backstory too. My mom and dad got divorced when I was about 3, and my mom was with guys that were absolutely horrible to her throughout my life, and watching that really was so hard for me and my sister. And once I was old enough, you know, I was like, gosh, like, it really made me mad that I didn't do anything about it, and I always felt guilty about that. And then my mom got cancer, and when she had seizures and literally almost died. I told you guys about that in my mental health video. You guys can go and watch that. I'll link that video down below, because that has a lot to do with this, with my addiction, with me being an addict. It has a lot to do with it, because when you have really severe depression, when you have very severe panic disorders, anxiety, anything like that, you're going to be more likely to use drugs. That's just how it is. But yeah, so having very severe anxiety, very severe depression, things like that really contributed to it. And when my mom got cancer, that really triggered my anxiety. I've always had anxiety. I didn't know what it was when I was younger, because I would just get these feelings like something bad is gonna happen, but I don't know what it is, and I would just freak out, and everyone would just tell me to calm down, everything's fine, nothing bad's gonna happen. But I never knew if it was anxiety or what it was. They put me on depression medicine when I was 14 years old. It never helped me. It actually made me more like a zombie. Like, I literally had no emotions. Like, I couldn't be sad, I couldn't be happy, couldn't be excited for things. And that kind of sounds like a psychopath, but it's not like that. But like, I really felt like I couldn't have emotions, and I hated that. So I got taken off the medicine, and the withdrawals from that was absolutely horrible. I should have realized that when I got off of that. I should have realized withdrawals are absolutely horrible. I never want to withdraw off of anything ever again. I should have realized that. And I want to keep mentioning, you know, I have been through a lot of things, you know, and like I said, I also have PTSD from things that were traumatizing as a kid, and also you know, going in the hospital and being held down for procedures and stuff was also very traumatizing for me and really messed with my head. So when I was like, you know, younger and stuff, I liked this guy of course I'm already in. I liked this guy all throughout high school, and until like senior year or sophomore. No, I stopped liking him at like the end of sophomore year probably. But anyways, so I liked him from like 8th grade to like sophomore year, and I was really sad about him all the time and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, I took my first pain pill, and it started from there. That's when I was like, wow, like I love the feeling of this. I really love it. And then, you know, when I went in the hospital and they gave me pain medicine for my procedures and stuff, really made my addiction a lot worse. It's like, because I was getting these medicines, the pain medicines, and I loved them. I loved the way that they made me feel, and I never wanted to stop taking them. I would literally like save some for me to take home and like just things that I should have never done. I also tried Xanax when I was 15, and I loved it. I didn't remember the night before because I took way too many that I shouldn't have took, but I did it because everyone else was doing it, so I did it. And I loved it. I thought it was so cool that I didn't remember the night before. I thought it was so cool that I could just forget about everything and not feel depressed and not feel anxious and not feel horrible, like, mentally. I thought it was so cool. So anything I could get my hands on that made me chill out, that made me not feel things, that made me not care, I loved. Anything that was like a downer type of drug, I loved. So, Marty, sit down. I'm trying to film. Thank you. My doctors started to suspect that I was an addict when I was younger, because they knew it ran in my family and stuff. My dad's an addict, my uncle's an addict. There's more people in the family I just don't know of right now at the top of my head, but it runs in the family, and I'm pretty sure everybody has an addict in their family. And if you know an addict or you are an addict, it is so horribly sad, and it's so stressful, and it's just horrible to be one or to know one. And people are so judgmental towards people that are addicts because they just don't understand it. They are like, why can't you just stop doing that drug? Why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep going back to that drug? Because when you do a drug for so long and you're coming off of it, you feel absolutely horrible. You feel like you have the worst flu you've ever had in your life. Your legs feel so restless, they want to run. You feel absolutely, absolutely horrible. And so you want to go back and you want to do it because you want to feel better, you know? And yes, I think addiction is a disease. Yes, it is a choice to take the pill or to smoke whatever you smoke, or to do whatever you do. But there are people that get addicted to drugs innocently, like people like me when I went in the hospital and they were giving me pain medicine. You could easily break your leg, go in the hospital, get addicted to pain pills. It's so incredibly easy to get addicted to something, and I feel like everyone's addicted to something, whether it's drugs, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's literally just anything, you know. A lot of people are addicted to like different things, you know. But it really caused a lot of bad things in my life. When I was 16 years old, I ran away with my friend. I stayed gone for a week. If you want to hear that story, comment below. That's a different story, but the point of that story is that the police were looking for me. My family was looking for me. I didn't even care because I was so high. I stayed high that whole week. I didn't even care about anything, honestly. I was on Xanaxes. I was doing Suboxone, which is kind of like, it's supposed to get people off drugs, but if you don't take it all the time, it will get you very, very high. So I was doing all those things. Very dangerous. Don't ever, ever do that. It's very dangerous to use drugs off the streets. You never know if they're real, if they're fake. You never know. And I was just taking chance after chance. I could be dead right now because of the choices I was making. I say this with like complete honesty. Kevin coming into my life and like me and him getting together, I honestly, it makes me sad to say this. It breaks my heart because we were together for so long, and I thought he was there to stay forever. But I guess he was there to save me, because he saved me. Because I feel like I would have ended up dead, or something really, really bad was gonna happen to me, because he came into my life at a very, very like vulnerable time where I needed somebody to save me. I needed somebody to come into my life and keep me out of trouble, because I was staying in trouble. I had gotten in trouble like with running away, and you know, I got in trouble of course with the cops, because the cops were looking for me and stuff when I ran away, and I was getting sick all the time, and I wasn't doing my treatments, I wasn't taking my medicines like I'm supposed to, and I was just going around people that were horrible, horrible people. And I'm not just saying that to say that. They were honestly very, very bad people. They treated me horribly. I actually ended up getting into an actual fight with somebody. Not gonna say her name. My friends know exactly who it is. And she actually was my friend at first, but it turns out she wasn't really my friend. She had set me up and stuff at a hotel, blah blah blah. Long story short, we ended up fighting, and yeah. If you want to hear that story, comment below. I will tell you that story as well. There's a bunch of different stories that I can tell you guys. I like to do story times as well, because I like you guys to get to know me and hear stuff about my life. So yeah, if you want to hear about that fight, comment down below. People that were not my real friends, they just wanted to pretend to be my friends because they wanted to use me, because I had some money. I'm in no means rich whatsoever. My family isn't, and I definitely wasn't at that time. My mom would give me about $10 a week or something, or some like every 2 weeks or something like that, you know, if I did chores and stuff. So I would save up my money, and of course people would use me for my money for drugs and stuff like that, and I would do the drugs with them. And they were definitely people that, honestly, if you're gonna do drugs, please do it around people that really care about you and that you know actually care about you, because those people did not care about me, and if I would have died or overdosed or anything, I wouldn't be here today. They would not. But honestly, if I would have kept hanging out with them, or if something would have happened to me, I wouldn't be here today. And you know, I was just doing all this bad stuff and just getting in trouble, and then Kevin came into my life at just the right time, and he kept me out of trouble. He didn't want me to go out and do those things. He didn't, you know, and he, you know, wanted me to stop doing the drugs, of course. Now, I did stop doing them, and I told him I'm done, you know, I'm never doing them again, and he believed me, he trusted me, but then I don't know why I did this. It's because I'm an addict. Like I said, I'm admitting this. I am a drug addict, which I hate to say, because I just feel like, literally, I know this video isn't even up yet, but I feel the judgment coming through the screen as I say that. And you're more likely to get even more judged because I have a lung disease, because I have cystic fibrosis, people are going to be like, why the heck were you doing drugs when you're sick already? You shouldn't even be doing drugs. Like, stuff like that. But, you know, that makes me even more mad. Just because I have a lung disease doesn't mean I just can't, you know, be treated normally. Yes, I shouldn't have been doing it, but nobody should be doing drugs, okay? It's not just me. But, I told him that I wasn't doing it anymore, but then I went back and I started doing them again. And I was doing them every day behind his back, and he didn't know. I felt so bad doing it, and I hated myself for doing it. Sometimes he would ask me about it. He'd go through my purse to see if I had anything, but I always hid everything, you know. But anyways, he did keep me out of trouble from like going to bad places, hanging out with bad people. He really did change me a lot. And I feel like I am such a better person now. I really, really, really do. I believe that I'm such a better person today because of Kevin. He saved me. Now, you know, we were together for 2 years, so eventually I did stop. I had to stop. I knew I had to stop. I ended up telling him, and that was about a year into our relationship. I was like, listen, I know I've been hiding this from you. I know I told you I stopped, but I didn't. I need your help. I don't want to tell anyone else. And he tried to help me, but there wasn't much that he could do. He couldn't keep me from going and getting it unless he was with me, and he had to work, so, and it's not his responsibility, you know. It was me who was doing it, so the only person I have to blame is me. But once we broke up, gosh, you guys know I was super, super, super depressed for, gosh, it's almost been like 5 months since we broke up, and it's been one of the hardest things I've ever went through in my life. Ever. What? Like I said, one of the hardest things I've ever went through in my life. So, I didn't want to go and turn to drugs. I didn't. I really didn't. I was like, I can't do this, you know. I have to be good. I have to stay out of trouble. I can't just go turn back to drugs. But I knew that feeling of not feeling, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be sad over Kevin. I wouldn't be thinking about him. But the thing is, when the drugs are gone, you still have to face it. The drugs only are temporary. They don't stay forever. But yes, I did, when me and him broke up, I did go back and I did do stuff that I shouldn't have done. And then I went in the hospital. And I got drug tested. They randomly drug tested me. They had never done it before. I don't know why they drug tested me, but they did. So they came in my room and they told me, and I was like, why did they, need a urine sample? They don't usually do that in adults. Like, they never do that. So I was really nervous already. The next day they came in and they were like, we found blah 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 in your system, and I just froze. I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed. I was so scared. all these emotions are going through my head. So I say, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you saying this? Like, why are you blaming me for this? I didn't do that. And they're just looking at me like they know already. And I just felt so judged and so vulnerable and just so, you know? It was just not a good feeling at all. Then I thought about it for a second while they were in there, and then I said, you know what? I'm sorry for lying. I did do it. And I don't want you guys to not be able to trust me, so yes, I did do it. But whoever wants to talk to me about it, I only want one person in the room to come talk to me, because I don't want to talk to this big crowd of people about how I'm a drug addict. Like, that's not fun to do, you know? So they come back. One of my doctors actually came in and he talked to me, and I talked to him about it, and I told him everything, you know. Some parts I left out because I was just so ashamed. I never told him, hey, I'm a drug addict. I never wanted to say that, because who does? Who does? And this was about 3 or 4 months ago. I think it was about 4 months ago. So yeah, I was like, I'm never gonna do it again, I promise. You know, everything that I could say, I didn't know what to say. I was just scared. I mean, I was mostly embarrassed. I was so embarrassed and ashamed that I got caught, you know, that I failed a drug test. But a normal person wouldn't have to go through that because they don't have CF. You know, normal people that do drugs, they do drugs. They don't get in trouble for doing them, for going in the hospital and stuff, which, you know, I know it's because my doctors care about me and everything, but they treat me different now, and it really bothers me. Like, I know in the next few, if it's not this week, maybe next week, I think I'm going to have to go in the hospital because I don't feel good. But I'm so scared of the judgment that I'm going to get. You know, it's no fun. But I am doing better. I'm getting better. When you're a drug addict, you will forever be a drug addict. There's no cure to being a drug addict. You are always going to crave it. If you're around it, you're going to want to do it, and sometimes you will. So that's why I stay away from the people who do it, because I can't be around it, or I will do it. I am very, very, like, if I see something I want, I'm gonna do it, because that's just me. That's just who I am. It's always been who I am. I'm not very strong when it comes to that. Yes, I'm a strong person, but when it comes to that, I'm not. But the withdrawals are absolutely horrible. The judgment, the shame, the guilt, everything that you feel from it, it's not worth it at all. It's really not. Like, please, if you're thinking about, hey, tonight I'm gonna go try this drug, don't do it. It is not worth it. I promise you it's not worth it. You will regret it so much, because if I could go back and tell myself, do not take that pill, I would do it in a heartbeat, because being a drug addict is absolutely horrible, terrifying, embarrassing, everything. But it's who I am, and I'm telling you guys because I want you to know who I am as a person. And if some of you choose to unsubscribe, go for it. If you don't agree with my views, whatevs. That's your problem. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with y'all. If I have any negative or mean comments, they will be deleted and you will be blocked from my channel. I'm not going to listen to negative people. I need encouragement. I need happy, encouraging people. I need happy comments. I need good comments, because I love that and it makes me so happy. And I'm on my road to recovery and I'm doing a lot better, and I have been doing a lot better. I choked about 3 or 4 months ago. I messed up, but I'm getting my head back on straight, you know. I'm doing it right. I'm going to do this, you know. But I can't believe I just told you guys this whole story. It's crazy to me. Like, there's so much more that has happened, but we would be here for weeks or months or years if I could tell you everything. But if you have any questions, comment down below. If you are struggling with addiction or you have a family member that is an addict, please feel free to comment below or message me on Instagram. Please feel free, because I am always open to talk to you guys. I love talking to you guys. If you're having a hard time and you are struggling with addiction or have someone that is struggling with addiction, please don't feel scared to message me. I know it's a private thing, so I know a lot of you would want to just DM me. My Instagram is always below, and I will put my email below as well if you want to email me or whatever you would like to do. It's up to you. But yeah, I wanted to share this story. It feels so good to share this story and tell you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and God always wins. Light always wins. Happiness always wins. You know, good things will happen. You just have to be strong. You have to get over it, you know. So yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys, and I hope that I get good responses from this video. I love you guys, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that post notification bell down below so you are updated every time I upload a video. And if you want to see some kind of video, comment down below and let me know. I'm always needing video ideas. And if you want some story times, comment below. All you gotta do, comment below, email me, Instagram me, message me, message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do, guys. I don't care. I just love it when you guys send me suggestions or message me or send me positive vibes. I send positive vibes right back to you guys. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.